Okay, please, can you get out of my house, please?
Okay.
Please, can you get out of my house, please? This is so scary. This is so, no, please, this is so scary. No. This is extremely frightening. And this is my house. I can show you my Amendung. I can show you my visa. I'm Canadian. Please, please. No, this is so scary. And the fact that you came into my house and I'm naked in my bed, and you came into my room. That is disgusting.
A Canadian woman had a rude awakening while staying in a house in Germany. She claims that police officers entered the home and made their way into the bedroom where she was sleeping naked. It's understandable that she would be upset if that was the case, but why are the officers there in the first place?
That is just, yes, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. No, I'm not closing the door. It's disgusting that you came into my house and I'm naked in my room.
Can I talk to you for a second?
No.
Okay.
How would you feel? How would you feel if someone came into your mother's home while she's naked? While she's naked and it's two men. It's two men. That's disgusting. It's two men. Two men while I'm naked in my bed.
Okay, just calm down.
According to the poster of the video, neighbors had made a fake burglary report. However, one commenter who saw the post on a German subreddit claims the neighbor called because the door was broken and left open. It's standard procedure in Germany for police to check for burglars in such scenarios, and if true, it's hard to blame the neighbors or police for doing what they thought was the right thing.
What is your problem? You came into my house unannounced. Unannounced.
Can I talk to? Can you listen?
Please. Can you please get out?
Yeah.
Can you
please shut the door?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
People can be very protective over the property lines. When this guy noticed his neighbor's tree crossing his boundary, he decided to become a lumberjack and cut it down himself. Granted, the owner maybe should have had it trimmed, but was there any need to go to this extreme? It's not every day that you see a giant fireball streaking across the sky, but for residents of New York, New Jersey, and of course Massachusetts, this was just what they saw. It might not seem like that much at first, but that's a meteorite entering the Earth's atmosphere before crashing into the ocean somewhere southeast of Long Island. Luckily, it was a small one. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this footage.
Listen, you're not going to make the light to see your girls.
I'm good, Chef.
Remember your girls.
I'm good, Chef.
You don't care about the girls? You don't care about the girls.
I'm good, Chef.
You don't care about the girls. Just hush. You don't care about the girls.
Another airport, another meltdown. This guy was determined to tell everyone in the building about his nightmare with American Airlines, despite his partner trying to calm him down and get him to remember the girls.
Hello, everybody. Dustin.
American Airlines. It's over. Start.
Here we go. Dustin.
Here.
I'm not kidding.
Don't talk to me more.
You don't care about the girls?
So I want to tell you about my
Shelby
story.
and Dolly. Shelby and Dolly. Shelby and Dolly. Remember them.
I'm gonna do it for you.
Shelby and Dolly.
That's it.
Shelby and Dolly. Remember them. Shelby and Dolly. Remember them.
His need to vent is just too great, and though he appears to calm down for a brief moment, when a fellow passenger asks him to step away, he can't help but snap back.
Really, look, I have most pay for dogs. Stop.
Here's Here's an even more insane video, this time from Oregon. It shows a man attempting to steal a delivery truck while it's being loaded by employees. The incident occurs just before 4:30 a.m. on November 15th, when workers at Elephant's Delicatessen were putting foods and other items into a running truck. Surveillance footage shows a man walking across the parking lot and, upon taking note of the running truck, decides to hop in and take it for a spin. Just as an employee loads an entire cart of food, the truck begins to drive off, spilling items out of the back. One of the employees manages to hold on for a few seconds before realizing that it's far wiser to jump off. Luckily, the truck was equipped with a GPS tracking device which allowed police to eventually track it down. Even then, the thief put up quite a fight. The 29-year-old was eventually charged with a whole slew of felonies, including attempted kidnapping. Here's yet another Boston Transit failure. Footage shows a whole entire bus crashing into a terminal in Fitchburg, trapping a random person underneath it and shattering windows. You can see several people rushing to help, however, nobody knows what led to the incident. Faulty brakes, texting and driving. Whatever the case, at least the person who was hurt is in stable condition and is expected to recover. It's not always humans who are to blame for damage to property and relationships. In 2023, home surveillance cameras caught two pit bulls tearing apart a parked car, supposedly trying to catch the homeowner's cat.
On the video, you could see both of them tugging on it, and they were tugging so hard that my car moved.
The force of the dog's bites were so immense that they ripped off the car's front fender and even managed to move the SUV. Thankfully, the cat hid in the engine and later escaped unharmed.
Nobody believed me until they saw it on tape. It was just bizarre. Nobody believed that dogs would do that.
It's not known if the dogs were strays or owned by someone in the neighborhood. There are already so many different ways to end up on the no-fly list, yet people seem determined to come up with as many as possible.
I'm a prick.
Your family is from India. You have no respect. You have no rules. You think you can push everyone? Push. That's what you think you are. You guys are crazy.
Indian people are crazy? You told me to have some more curry, right?
Yeah, here.
Have some more curry?
To record your tandoori.
Please do. My tandoori.
Yeah, your tandoori stupid.
Wow.
Yeah. Want some more?
Please, by all means.
Some more?
Sweetheart,
I don't like it.
no, you can remove her, though, for being rude and racist right now. Can you do that, or no?
It doesn't care about racist.
Yes, I was.
Passport?
Yeah, you want to see my passport? Is that okay? I gotta make you happy.
This footage shows a woman competing for the title of Karen of the Year by repeatedly harassing and insulting an innocent family. It sounds to me like this woman might have had a few too many cocktails in the pre-flight lounge, or maybe those lip injections have started leaking into her brain.
Amazing. I thought I only saw this stuff on the internet, but nope. Karen's right here.
Thank you.
This is toxic, massively toxic. Tell my kids to shut up. You got a mouth on you, sweetheart. Drink some more, sweetheart.
Want to see the snow? No. Well, we gotta take the
Please take her off the bus.
Get off the bus.
Shut up. You really want me to do this?
Yeah, get off the bus, racist. Here we go. Here we go.
Shut up. I'm not gonna. I want to show you. Okay, so these guys, they're taking
Listen, she's been on the bus cussing and screaming. She started calling racist slurs to this nice family. Didn't do anything. She doesn't need to be on this bus. She needs to go on the other bus. She's making me uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable for my family. And there's small children here. She's cussing and swearing at small children. I would love her blood alcohol level taken out of control.
Either way, after several minutes of the racist tirade, a representative from United finally intervenes and takes the woman off the bus. She was eventually arrested and ended up on the no-fly list.
Quick update. The police are looking to arrest her. She was incredibly abusive. Her husband got in my face and all this nonsense. But United handled this like a champ, and basically is going to put her on a no-fly list. So, yep, crazy people.
Get off this metro now! Get off the metro now, man! I'm doing you, man! You're lucky I'm on a suspended sentence, because I won't do your cleaning, You're lucky I'm not racist as well, because you know what it is, I could...
Further to the north of England, this next guy blew a fuse while traveling on the metro. He aggressively tells a passenger out of shot to get off the train while edging towards the exit himself. He informs us that he's on a suspended sentence, I wonder why, which is apparently the reason he hasn't resorted to fisticuffs. Making sure he doesn't commit a hate crime, he tells his victim and the camera that he's not a racist before leaving the train with steam coming from his ears. What a nice young man.
You little ratty! Your face! You don't want to see you the next time! You're getting it, mate!
Hey, he's on the roof! Hey, get down here! Show your hands or I'm gonna come up there and grab you. Somebody ran. I heard some screaming. I looked up, and that back house, a guy went down. Yeah, he went down the chimney. He's in the chimney? He's in the chimney. Hey.
During those cold winter months, we all start to have visions of a fat man coming down our chimney to bring us presents. However, this Massachusetts resident wasn't trying to bring Christmas cheer. He was just running from the cops. Footage shows the officers attempting to locate a man who has hidden on a nearby roof. After attempting an escape, a bystander tells the officers that the man is in the chimney.
He's in the chimney. What chimney? What chimney? That house, in the chimney. He went. David said he went in the chimney. One of them. How did you do that? I don't know. Window. They must have smashed out. See that window over there?
an idiot.
Get up.
Show us your hand right now.
Show us your hand. Show us your hand.
Show us your hand. I'll let them know. Confirm. We have a party in the chimney. That robber party.
Tell them to send rescue. Are you stuck?
D9.
What?
That party's in the chimney. You want to roll a rescue?
Are you stuck?
I can't look up. Right there.
Rob. Yeah. You can breathe fine though, right?
Can you breathe fine?
Sure enough, they find him pulling his own personal Santa Claus stunt. He is clearly stuck, and they actually need to break the chimney apart to get him out.
You
pull me up, I'm in there.
We want to break this law?
Nah, pull me up, bro.
I was thinking just these clips so we can still have not compromise the corner.
Right, yeah, you're right. I don't want
integrity.
I want to leave this right here.
Yo, do you guys
Do we, hey, is the medic still down there? Tell him give us a blanket, please. Blanket.
Don't look up, all right, buddy?
Yeah,
His hip.
Handicap, so look a little higher.
Yeah, scoot straight up.
As we've already seen, pit bulls can be dangerous and you should always be wary if your neighbor owns one. This man stepped outside his house to get some fresh air, and within seconds, he was set upon by the neighbor's new dog.
Hey.
Acting on instinct, the man pulls out a gun and shoots the pit bull to defend himself.
Dude, go! Don't bite you, I swear to God, bro, come on! Why didn't you go? Steal my daughter, dog! Dog, why didn't you get the dog? Dog! Go in the house! The dog came after me! Call 911 right now!
Understandably, the owner is upset, and despite claiming the dog wouldn't bite, the man states he didn't know that and asks what he was supposed to do. Luckily, the incident was captured on camera, and most people agree that his actions were justified.
Damn, bro, you just a buck. Dude, I don't know that. No dog come running that at me like that. On my property. I don't know that. Okay. You didn't even tell him to get back. I tried to. I didn't think this rope was gonna come untied. My mom just tied him up, bro. Bro, he my 7-year-old daughter's dog, bro. I don't know that. I just got him for her, bro. I understand, but I don't know that. The dog you got running at me, dog. I understand, bro. I definitely understand, bro. But you ain't have to do that, bro. You could have gave me what the chance. What I gonna do? You could. He wasn't gonna bite you, bro. How the I know that?
While the dog was still moving at the end of the clip, it likely didn't make it. It's a sad affair all around, and there's a reason why owning pit bulls is banned in many countries around the world, as well as in several US states. Let's be honest, some countries are a bit more superstitious than others. This clip from Brazil shows a group of bar patrons throwing quite literally everything they can at a door that they apparently believe hides a snarling werewolf. Now, haters will say that this is just footage of a bar fight that someone put some howling sound effects over, but we choose to believe that this is a real werewolf sighting, and the person filming just failed to capture any images of the actual beast. It's okay. In the end, we all know that cryptids just look like blurs. Just look at any Bigfoot photo. Here's a video from Cleveland that shows two teenage suspects literally terrorizing an elderly woman during a carjacking. The footage starts with the woman walking her dogs not too far from her parked Kia Forte. After a few seconds, the two suspects emerge from a nearby path and steal the keys right out of the woman's hand. In an act of defiance, she uses a cane or umbrella to threaten the boys, who began rifling through her car looking for valuables. Meanwhile, her poor dog is just barking its little head off. One of the carjackers even goes so far as to kick the defenseless pup. At this point, it seems that the boys haven't found anything of value, so they decide that they'll need to take the whole car instead. That's when the first carjacker passes a gun to his partner, who points it directly at the poor victim's head. This causes her to stop resisting, though she is still pleading with the boys to let her go. Nevertheless, they drag her out of the way. One of them hops in the car and drives off while the other escapes on foot, but this wasn't an isolated incident. In fact, it was all part of a crime spree organized by, of all people, a middle school student. Just 3 days later, one of the same carjackers can be seen confronting two girls in a park, apparently demanding that one of them give him a ski mask. When they refuse, he gets back in the car and literally tries to run the girls down. Pretty terrifying stuff. At least the kids were eventually caught. Speaking of bruises, here's a bruised ego for you. Most city dwellers pride themselves on their parallel parking abilities. However, this guy, for some reason, seems to want to prove that he can get as close as possible to the motorcycle parked behind him. Finally, after checking one last time, he goes too far. And like a true piece of trash, he simply drives away after knocking the bike over. The good news is, it was caught on camera, just like everything else these days. Installing cameras is a good way to boost your home security, but it can also capture some crazy behavior from the people living next door. This neighbor wasn't too happy about having cameras pointed at her property, which is fair enough.
And I got videos for you. Come on. I got videos how you attacked us. What you did. How about that one?
What isn't fair is causing property damage by ripping out said cameras, hurling insults, and flipping the bird. Ironically, her actions only support the fact that the cameras were needed in the first place, if only for the homeowner's safety. What's a day in Boston without a car driving somewhere it doesn't belong? This insane footage shows a vehicle being chased by police, coming around the corner to find themselves barricaded by traffic. The driver simply drives onto the sidewalk, barely missing a person before merging back into traffic to make their escape. It's a bold move, but thanks to the magic of license plates, this person will likely be caught eventually. This first clip may make you think twice about playing loud music in public. On a ship in Greece, one couple decided to blast some tunes as they sipped their drinks and looked out over the ocean. Unfortunately, another passenger didn't like their choice of music and ended up hurling the couple's speaker into the water below. According to one commenter who had traveled on the same ship, the incident took place on the 6th level deck area, which served as an onboard cafe. There is no deck sticking out directly below, so the speaker definitely went for a swim. The woman whose speaker got launched can be heard demanding that the thrower pay for it. Meanwhile, the dude sitting next to her could literally care less and is determined to finish his beer in peace. Legend. We've seen a million convenience store robberies on this channel. We've also seen a million angry clerks fending off would-be robbers with all sorts of weapons. In this case, a thief enters dressed like a legitimate comic book villain, a purple trench coat and all. After demanding cash from the register at knife point, a clerk runs out of the back room with a bat, scaring the pants off the robber and sending him running off into the night. Good for this dude. Protect your family and your property in one fell swoop. In Britain, many houses are built close to the street and people park their cars on the side of the road. It's common courtesy to leave enough space for people to maneuver their cars out when needed, but this neighbor must have not gotten the memo. Though there's plenty of space to park her van, she deliberately gets as close as she can to the car behind her. She even gets out to check and make sure there's barely a hair's width between the two vehicles. It'll come as no surprise that there's a history between the woman and her neighbor, whose car she just penned in. Some have suggested the neighbor ask a friend to park the car just as close to the front of her van and give her a dose of her own medicine. But then she'd likely come knocking on the neighbor's door, and it's probably not worth the hassle. This is still one of the funniest videos on the internet. The fact that the people in this boat didn't even move a muscle when they rocketed towards shore continues to inspire jokes. The passenger even still has his arm on the side of the boat, as if they're just cruising out on the lake somewhere. While some boat experts have presented logical explanations, such as the boat needing the engine to run in order to steer, this clip is perfect without knowing the reasons behind it. In 2022, residents of New York City were treated to a demolition derby on the streets. All jokes aside, this terrifying armed robbery took place in broad daylight. A black Mercedes sedan chased down a silver Toyota RAV4, crashing into it and spinning it out on the pavement. A masked man with a gun then exited the Mercedes and snatched a bag from the 55-year-old driver of the Toyota. An eyewitness said the victim was in shock and he got out of his car and placed his hands up once the car had spun out. The last update from news outlets was that the police are still investigating. Hopefully the robber has been caught by now. Now, let's head west to the mystical land of Hollywood. Though we often see the glitz and glamour of the area, the streets here are anything but star-studded. In this case, we can see another terrifying attempted kidnapping happening right in the middle of the day. The footage starts off with a young girl who is clearly being followed by an older man as she walks to school. Upon realizing this, she breaks into a run. The man appears genuinely disappointed that he didn't catch his target. The good news is that he was caught on camera, and so was his car, which means authorities will have a much better chance of catching him. Here's a few more examples of Beantown's best. A couple who decided to rob an elderly veteran who had been hospitalized with a coma. Twice. Surveillance footage shows the despicable duo kicking at the disabled man's door before walking inside to steal a TV, a laptop, and even a rare coin collection. Don't worry, these people's identities were quickly discovered, and while we don't have any updates on the homeowner's condition, At least this stuff will be waiting for him when he gets out of the hospital.
Say something! You're a freaking bunch of Don't nobody say! Don't nobody say! You're a bunch of cowards! You talk my family, but not to me! I'm a demon! I'm a savage! I'll eat your wife!
Noise complaints are very common among neighbors, and it can be tricky to resolve the situation in a calm, adult manner. After all, not every person is open to hearing negative feedback, as this next man proves. When someone complained about his son revving his car engine loudly, the father went on an unhinged rant directed at the entire neighborhood. He claims to be a demon, a savage, and makes some unsavory threats towards the local wives.
Don't you ever talk to my family again! Mother... Coward! Coward! All of you! You're scared! I'm a terrorist! Don't ever talk to my family again! None of you! Your wife would suck my just because I'm a savage! You're a say something! Somebody say something! You're not real! You live in a world that's full of...
I guess the neighborhood is going to have to choose between hearing his son's car or the father's rants in the future, although the sound of police sirens would probably be the most welcome option. There sure has been a lot of discussion lately about who is using what bathroom. However, this video just goes to show you that there's never been anything stopping a man from putting on a wig and just walking into the ladies' dressing room. Apparently, this Amazon delivery driver just chilled in the corner and took some pictures using cameras that were taped to his shoes. He was also arrested for having child, so literally, screw this dude. We all know that guy at work. Well, here he is in all his glory. Though he was attempting to make the wall level, he ends up just pushing it over. But it's not 100% fair to blame him. After all, there's no mortar in between those bricks. A toddler could have pushed this so-called wall over. Maybe the boss could send this crew to China so they can learn how it's really done. The next time your flight gets canceled, here's how you can react in the worst way possible. This woman decided to get back at the airline by smashing up the computers in the terminal. Genius! According to internet translations, she said she didn't want her money back, but the cancellation was going to cost them. The irony is that the woman's actions are going to end up costing her a whole lot more. Not only will she likely have to pay for the damage, she'll probably be blacklisted and unable to fly with that company, and possibly others, for a very long time. I hope it was worth it. There are lots of ways to try and get a day off, but this teacher apparently took things to a completely insane degree. Given the fact that US schools are always on the lookout for the latest gun massacre, this teacher decided to use the lockdown as an attempt to get out of work. Footage shows him dropping a 9mm round onto the ground and then coming back several minutes later to discover and report the bullet to his bosses. He was later fired after the footage was watched. I mean, seriously, what was he thinking? This next homeowner was left baffled by their neighbor's parking. Even though there's plenty of space on that street, not to mention 2 driveways that aren't even being used, the neighbor goes to great lengths to park as close as they possibly can to the owner's white car. Not content with the first attempt, they try and try again, inching closer so that the 2 cars are practically touching bumpers. The uploader claims that the neighbor even hit their car at one point. According to OP, they have multiple cars whereas the neighbor just has one, so there's no reason why they shouldn't be using their own driveway. Weird. Normally, when you see cars and train tracks, you know something terrible is about to happen, but this one might surprise you.
Oh, he's right there. What is she doing?
Look at that guy's running there too.
Oh, this is gonna be bad, man. This is gonna be bad. They're opening up. Get the
It shows a person running up to one of the drivers in a line of cars who seems completely unaware that they're parked on the tracks. Before long, another person realizes what's happening and joins in.
Get the Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hey, I see the KDP. Gotcha.
They saved them.
Finally, the driver realizes their mistake and backs up, moments before the speeding train would have made contact with the car. Talk about a lucky break.
Il a failli se niquer, mais je crois qu'il va se niquer le skin.
The man in this next clip is alleged to be a thief, and the person filming claims he hit his car before making his getaway, or at least trying to make his getaway. While climbing over a fence, the alleged thief finds himself in a sticky situation. It's not Justice he needs to worry about escaping, it's his pants. Some say he's still hanging there to this day. Believe it or not, some disturbing encounters don't involve people at all. Like a bad Stephen King movie, some terrifying situations stem from machines seemingly developing a mind of their own. In North Bay, California, a Ring camera caught the moment a driver lost complete control of their vehicle, which went speeding down the street, narrowly missing a pedestrian before ultimately crashing into a nearby house. This pedestrian must have eyes of steel because they are barely looking in the direction that the car is coming from, yet they still manage to react just in time to get out of the way. The driver of the car had suffered a medical emergency before losing control, so this was by no means their fault. Luckily, they were the only ones injured in the incident, and they are expected to recover.
Yeah. I got that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be online.
Good.
You're gonna be
Good.
online.
Good.
I got you. What am I again? I got you. Somebody find this man, please.
Don't worry.
Massachusetts is known for being a pretty progressive state. However, that doesn't mean you can't find your fair share of racists running around. Take this guy, for instance. A dispute over a parking space causes this dude to start spouting the N-word at this innocent woman, a decision he's sure to regret with his face and license plate in full view. I mean, can you really be that stupid to be racist for the camera in the internet age?
You're on my property.
So get out of here.
You're on my property, lady.
Get out of here. Touch my stuff again and I'm going to call the cops.
This next lady is unhappy because her neighbor keeps touching her stuff. She lunges at him and tells him to get out of there, but what is he to do when her stuff is actually on his property?
That's fine. You can call the cops, but we're going to figure out that you're putting your stuff on my property. If you leave it there, that's fine. Just don't put it.
Bring it over.
I'll do what I want on my own ground. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. It's free.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
It seems as though she's trying to build a makeshift fence, so maybe the best solution for both parties would be to build a permanent one. As one commenter put it, good fences make good neighbors. Or at least it might save them from having ugly interactions like this in the future.
Now what the Bishop doing? This man is funny and he ain't gonna make it.
Here's some familiar footage. Only this time, the person is attempting to push the gate up for some reason. Their first attempt is unsuccessful, so they try again.
We get the bed. Bishop is crazy. He ain't gonna make it. He might well just wait. This is fucking true.
It's pretty unclear what the person is trying to do, as you can hear the train coming down the tracks towards them. Finally, they start screaming at the person in the car behind them for some reason. It seems this person was just hell-bent on earning a Darwin Award. From the fact the video ends here, it looks like they didn't get their wish. Stratford Road in Birmingham, England, is a notoriously busy street. One afternoon in September 2024, it became a whole lot busier when a woman decided to stand in the middle of the road and block traffic for unknown reasons. Police responded to reports of a disorder, and a portion of the road was closed off while officers attended to the bizarre incident. Some buses were diverted and normal service didn't resume until an hour and a half later. We still don't know why the woman did it, but after being assessed by an ambulance crew, she was later transported to the hospital for further care. It's truly upsetting just how many of these disturbing encounters involve people attacking or preying on the elderly. Unfortunately, they make for easy victims in a lot of circumstances. This video shows an older man walking down the street near Baldwin Park in California. At first, it seems like the dog is barking at him in order to scare him, but it appears the pup might have been trying to warn him instead. Out of nowhere, a man jumps out of a parked car and punches the innocent pedestrian in the head. The older man manages to get up, at which point the assailant goes full MMA mode, dancing around as if he's challenging the dazed man to fight back. Luckily, the man was apprehended and the victim was released with minor injuries. Carjackings are a major problem all across the United States, and what better place to find some unsuspecting victims than a gas station? However, this particular victim wasn't having any of this thief's nonsense. When he brazenly gets into her vehicle, she just starts spraying him with gasoline. Despite her efforts, the man pulls away, dragging her onto the road in the process. He better roll down the window because he's going to be seeing pink elephants after a few minutes in that gasoline-soaked car.
Plans to cover and to see what they do next. We purchased this house back in October of 2021. It all started because of a cat issue. Apparently they were losing cats. They said that we have been inside their property. Then the next thing that they did, put cameras, about 4 or 5 of them.
This woman claims to be at war with her neighbors, a war that started because of cats. When the neighbor's cats went missing, she became the prime suspect, and the neighbor accused her of entering their property. This was their neighbor's justification for putting up cameras, but that was just the start of the war.
There's a camera right here. This stick right here, it's a huge camera. There's another one right here. You also get free light. That's a light that they turn on. It's a little bit wet right here. Well, apparently they also let their water run. We actually had to do this little pathway for the water to go. I don't know if you can see the water. And it goes all the way.
Since then, they've put up bright lights and let their water run into the woman's backyard.
I have these lovely neighbors that devote their time choosing songs. My kids constantly have to be hearing this, and this is every single day.
The neighbors also play loud, awful music every day, which is another headache she has to deal with. At least she's fighting back and putting up defenses, but having neighbors like hers has to be tiring.
So they did raise it, but my husband did also raise the laminated sheet. Just to clarify, I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm actually tired of law enforcement not being able to do anything.
This video looks like a catastrophic failure, and considering the fact that all these toilets probably cost quite a bit of money, it is. In fact, it's hard not to feel bad for these workers, who seem to be unable to stop the chain reaction of collapsing porcelain. However, this being the internet, we should probably all consider ourselves lucky that these toilets were all empty. Now, imagine being stuck on a flight next to this woman.
To me. What do you want me to do? Call my phone and I'm here for you. Is this what you want me to? Kathleen, is this what you've done, Kathleen? This is what you've done, Kathleen. Charlotte, Kirsty. Yes, this is what you've done for nothing.
To be fair, I'd be angry too if I was flying from the Caribbean to Birmingham, England, but this woman makes life difficult for everyone on board. We don't know for sure what caused her crazy behavior, but I will say that she's flying from an island known for its heavy drug use.
Absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, guys. This is what you've done. Charlotte, Kyle, get off her now. You started this, Charlotte.
Stand up, Charlotte. Show yourself.
Come on. You, Charlotte, started it for nothing.
See, look, man, you're making kids cry.
Shut your mouth. I'm so sorry for your children. Honest to God, I'm sorry for your children.
Yeah, man, look at that.
She seems to calm down a little when someone tells her that she's making kids cry, but it's not long before she's back to making some very loud, very rude comments.
Shut your mouth. You won't touch me. Touch me. You touch me. How are you going to show me love? Shut me up. I put you in a headlock, you suck my. You would love it. Yes, suck my.
At least the guy sat next to her seems super chill, probably because he knows he won't have to see her for a long time after this flight. Russia has always been a pretty wild place, and if you spend literally any time online, you know that modern-day Moscow is setting records for bizarre things caught on tape. This video claims to show a young Russian businessman being attacked by 3 assassins in the middle of a parking lot. This man is with a relative or girlfriend and appears to be helping her carry something from the car. Suddenly, 3 masked individuals hop out of the next car and give chase, shooting at the man, who disappears off camera. Moments later, he runs back across the parking lot just as the police vehicle pulls up, having heard the shots. Luckily, the assailants were quickly captured. Though sources were hard to find, it's claimed that this is the second assassination attempt on this man. Kind of makes you wonder just what sort of business he's in, huh? Burglary isn't the most dramatic crime, but some criminals are known to add their own dramatic flair to it. Take this South End Salon, which had its door completely smashed in overnight. Thanks to the salon owner's security system, she was able to watch in real time as the burglars smashed the window, opened the door, and then robbed the register before exiting the salon. It's a pretty dramatic smash and grab, and it's a reminder not to keep money in the register.
What's going on, buddy?
Nigga, brother.
No, answer the question.
He ain't my
Obviously, he doesn't live here.
The reason why I asked you to live here is a private community, so if you don't live here, you need to leave. If you live here, you're visiting a friend, it's fine, just let us know. If you get neighbors concerns since you're walking around my house. I'm not walking around. Hold on, Steve. You've been past my house 4 times. I don't know you. I've never seen you before, and you're walking past my house over and over again. So if you live here or you have a friend you're visiting here, that's fine. I'm not in front of your house. You're actually following me.
You went up the wrong way.
This man went for a walk because the power was out. Unfortunately for him, he seems to have stepped back in time 100 years as he's instantly profiled and the racist, residents, follow him demanding to know where he lives.
We're just asking a question. You live out here?
I'm a part of the neighborhood.
You're a part of the neighborhood? What, does that mean you live here? It's simple.
Like, bro, what?
Ask me a question. You live here? Shut up to my wife.
Bro, I didn't go up to your wife, bro.
When he claims to be from the local neighborhood, they won't stop harassing him for more information and continue escorting him down the street. Even if he isn't from the area, he's free to walk there, and it's sad to see this kind of thing still happening in 2025.
I don't know who you're talking about. For real. And I think I can walk around my neighborhood.
If you live here, yeah. So you live here.
Right.
You live here?
You gonna keep asking me the same question over and over and over and over and over. This man following me. This is harassment, right?
If you don't live in the US, you might not be aware of the literal epidemic going on in the country's national parks, especially Yellowstone. Apparently, people from all over the world have convinced themselves that this massive park full of dangerous wild animals is actually some sort of open-air petting zoo. This footage shows some people attempting to get up close and personal with a bison, which can weigh up to 2,000 pounds.
Hey, Declan.
They seem to get away mostly unharmed, but seriously, what were they thinking? Chipotle, a great place to grab a bite to eat and watch a show. On this day in Vallejo, California, the show involved a crazy woman standing on the counter and throwing food and abuse at the fast food workers. The people filming are unaware of what led up to this insane incident, but whatever it was, I doubt it warranted such an extreme reaction. The only thing I'd want to go from that restaurant is her. They say this type of assault is every woman's nightmare, but it should be every person's nightmare because we all have women in our lives we care about. Coming to us from the UK, this video shows a man who claims he's been rejected by women on his night out, attacking and viciously assaulting a young female student. You can't see much from the video, except that the man clearly changes direction after spotting the woman, crossing the street and following her in an attempt to get her to a more secluded area. The good news is that the poor girl survived, and the man was thrown in jail for 12 years. So, what exactly is standard procedure for a vehicle fire? After all, it seems that they happen a lot. This driver was on Route 495 when they spotted a flaming Prius that had apparently been involved in a multi-vehicle accident. Though there was an ambulance there, the fire department had yet to show up. As a result, there was nothing anyone could do but watch the overheated hybrid burn. At least the driver managed to get their stuff out.
He's too scared to come out and talk to us. Excuse me, sir. What you guys do today? This is
In Melbourne, Australia, a disabled pensioner claimed she feared for her life and felt trapped after rowdy tenants moved into her house on the opposite side of the street. She had reportedly witnessed several incidents of violence and had her home pelted by rocks from the neighbors she described as hellish and animalistic. While attempting to cover the story for Channel 9 News, a journalist discovered for himself just how unwelcoming the neighbors were. The head of the household ran inside and refused to answer questions, while the youth sprayed the journalist with a water hose.
No. Well, he's frightened. He's gone inside. He won't talk to us. Well, yeah, and here you are hosting me. Yeah, so it's okay for him to bully the neighbours, though.
One good thing did come from this incident, though. After the news got involved, 59-year-old Margaret and her daughter were offered a new place to live.
She's just trying to get out. It's okay. It's okay. Not a problem. Let her get out, please.
Okay.
Don't get me on video, please. Watch out.
Oh,
Watch out, baby. That tire's gonna blow off.
Hold on. Stop. Dude, that car's not blow off. Dude, that tire's good, dude.
Oh, God. Please tell me you don't have kids in there.
You stop recording, dude. This is like some serious shit. Like, she has like some... Okay, dude, this is her. She has like... I don't know, dude. Can you like stop, dude? This is not...
You know any cops are around here?
I'm not the one driving. Am I driving? Yeah, put her in like over here. Like, why do you guys...
Well, looks like the kids are real safe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Construction can be a real problem when you're trying to maneuver in a crowded downtown area. However, we can't figure out what this person is trying to do. They appear to be trying to thread the needle between two fences in a construction zone, but they manage to pop a few tires while they're at it. Clearly too proud to turn around, they also scratched the heck out of their beautiful car. The woman, who is doing a very poor job of directing the driver, asks the bystander to stop filming, but then gets combative when confronted. There are kids in the car too, which only further adds to the mayhem.
Dude, the cops are gonna come and stop. Dude, that's dumb.
Be careful. Your friend's gonna run you over. Be careful. He's about to almost run you over. Be careful, okay?
My car? No. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Finally, the person manages to escape with 4 flat tires and a completely destroyed vehicle, but not before crashing into another vehicle and making her issue literally everyone's problem. She even leaves her friend behind. At an airport in Atlanta, this next lady literally let off steam by blasting workers with a fire extinguisher. 27-year-old Jennifer Holder was confronted by staff after allegedly leaving a Buffalo Wild Wings without paying for her meal. When an airport employee attempted to confront her, she sprayed the man using a fire extinguisher she had picked up on the concourse.
She's a terrorist. Oh my God. This bitch crazy. Oh my God.
Holder then tried to open a security door, and when police officers stepped in to confront her, she let rip with the extinguisher before spitting and kicking at the officers.
Stop resisting.
She was taken into custody to face charges of obstructing law enforcement, as well as 2 counts of simple assault and 3 counts of simple battery.
Okay, choose not to answer. I hope that this is video recorded then. I don't know what compels you guys to keep dragging your baby thing over there, but the note from the HOA says to take care of it. I have video evidence on all of my security cameras surrounding my house of you dragging it over there. So unless you want me to get the HOA involved to come and fine you for that as well, get your and take care of it. Thank you.
This next neighbor was angry because a kid's booster seat was left outside their house. They received a notice from the Homeowners Association telling them to get rid of it, but they claimed the seat wasn't theirs. The uploader of the video, whose doorbell she rang, claims that the seat isn't theirs either. was apparently dumped on the curb and they moved it back to where it originally came from. The worst part is, bulk trash pickup day is once per month in this neighborhood, so this angry game of pass the booster seat might have gone on for a long time.
Crap, get out! Oh, get over!
No balls!
You hit that Prius?
No balls!
What are they doing?
Some men believe that they can overcome any shortcoming, real or perceived, with a fast enough car. This concept leads to a lot of showing off, which can go wrong really, really fast. Here's a guy who, after receiving some good-natured chiding from the person filming, decides to pill out at high speed.
Oh, no way! He just hammered a car! No.
Unfortunately, they end up losing control and plowing into a nearby parked car. The best part is that the guy filming starts laughing maniacally. Probably a good idea to at least make sure the driver's okay first. In 2022, a distressed mother caused $10,000 worth of damage and injured an American Airlines employee when she ripped out monitors and threw one at a gate attendant, striking her on the shoulder. 25-year-old Camelia McMillie was charged with aggravated battery, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct following the incident.
Get out of here, man! Move! Move! Get out! Move!
The reason McMillie was so upset was because she had lost her children. According to a witness, the mother went into panic mode and insisted that the gate attendant spined them. As it turned out though, McMillie's children had simply gone to the bathroom when she wasn't looking. Oops. In Westwood, Massachusetts, there's a bridge that sits just a little bit lower than the other ones in the state. Despite ample warnings, trucks crash into this bridge about once per month. Can you really blame anyone for setting up a surveillance camera? This footage shows an unsuspecting driver literally turning their truck into a can opener. Now that we know nobody was hurt, we can say that the best part is the fact that the "Caution, Low Bridge" sign stays in the frame the entire time. Reading. It can save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Okay, this one has the makings of a true classic. This bartender has painstakingly set up a series of shots so that gently tapping the one on the end will cause a chain reaction where the two glasses combine with another one. Instead, she does a giant arm sweep, knocking all the glasses onto the ground. Drunk or not, this is one of the dumbest things we have seen on this channel. And that's saying something.
You gotta get out. Where did I come from? It's right there. Yeah, you gotta get out. This is how you do your savior. You want to starve? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do this. I didn't let you starve. I didn't let you get hurt. I was there for you.
Of course, if things don't go your way, you could always trash the store like this next woman. Be careful though, because dumping litter on the ground could make your situation a lot more slippery.
Get the hell off my land! You are not Jesus Christ. That's get off my land! Bro, get off my land! You don't have to be here! Get out of my city! Get out of my city! Get off my land!
To be honest, I think it's her mind that's slipping by the way she's talking. She seems to think that she owns the land and tells the workers to leave. There's little to no context behind her rant, and the woman is likely suffering from mental health issues, or she's on drugs. Nobody ever suspects the mailman. Well, in this case, it was just someone dressed like a mailman. The incident occurred in Philadelphia several years ago. Footage from a nearby surveillance camera shows a mailman pulling a weapon on the father moments before securing his 9-month-old son in his car.
By the time I put my child in the car, I didn't pay attention. But I turned back, he behind me.
The assailant then holds the poor man hostage, putting him inside his home where he was tied up and pistol whipped. And he wasn't alone.
We don't believe it was a postal worker that committed this robbery, but somehow a person got hold of a uniform.
There were at least 3 other suspects who entered the home afterwards. They eventually got away with $5,000 in cash, an iPhone 7, as well as both car and house keys.
We do believe, based on the timing, that it's very possible that it was in fact a targeted robbery.
Luckily, the infant was unharmed in the attack, which, given the large amount of money, seemed to be targeted. Believe it or not, that's far from the only instance of a car crashing through a building in the greater Boston area. This footage shows an out-of-control SUV that had just crashed into a nail salon, backing up in an attempt to flee from the scene. The car is barely drivable, and you can hear the tires screeching as the panicked driver attempts to make their escape. Apparently, the driver had been in an accident before hitting the building and decided to speed away while exchanging information. At least this time, nobody was hurt. When one family noticed that their car kept getting scratched, they played detectives and hid a camera in their outdoor trash can.
Come from there. Yeah, it comes.
Do you know his name?
Den.
Ben, no surname?
No, Den. Dennis.
Dennis, no surname?
No.
They were soon shocked to see their elderly next-door neighbor stroll into view. He casually circles the car before making his mark, scratching a long line in the vehicle's paintwork. Unsurprisingly, this bad old boy was encouraged to sell his house and move elsewhere once confronted with the evidence of his crime.
We just need our friends.
Okay, what do you think? What happened? You think I took something from you?
I don't know. I would
So
like
how
to ask.
you just locked the door and you locked me in here and you said I took something from you?
Cancel this. I can lock the door if I go.
That's crazy. I'm coming here to buy things from you.
To purchase.
Why would I steal from you?
An eye exam next door, and you're telling me.
Where do you have cameras in here?
Do you have cameras in here?
You don't have cameras?
No, we don't.
So would you like to check my clothes? I don't want her to touch me. Would you like to touch? Can you call the police? Because I have nothing for you guys. There's all
Simone,
the frames
take your
are
shirt.
there.
Take your shirt. Let's go.
All the frames are there.
Here's a pretty annoying video that just goes to show you we have a long way to go as a society. Apparently, the owner of this eyeglass shop was convinced that one of her customers stole something from her and decided the best way to go about it was to lock the suspect inside. The person asks if they have cameras in the store and recommends that her friend call the police.
Is it because I'm black? Is that the problem? Because my girlfriend is standing here buying from me? You're not going anywhere. Excuse me? Yeah. Call the police. Can you call the police, please? Can you call the police, please? Call the police. Call the police right now.
Against the law.
Call the police.
And you're confining them, which is also.
Yeah. I didn't walk out of your store with anything, and I don't have anything in my pocket.
Racism. That's what.
I speak Russian. I hear you're speaking Russian back there. That's crazy.
When I came in the store, I'm filled in the places.
You filled in the places. So where are the glasses? Where are the glasses?
I think so.
I'm gonna stand here until the police get here. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I have my glasses I came in here with. I have no glasses on me. I'm gonna call the police and we can deal with this because I have nothing. What the gives her the right to think that I took something from you? I'm standing there, she's staring at me while I'm looking at the things. I picked one pair of glasses up and I put them back.
It's okay. It's a sticky situation, and the woman is understandably upset. Hopefully, the police will be able to sort this out and get the girl an apology.
So, are you gonna lock me in here some longer or what? No, the cops are coming. The cops are on their way.
What's the address?
What's the address here? Here you go. The address is.
They don't even want to tell us the address.
On the 11th of November 2024, 35 people were killed and 43 were left injured when a 62-year-old man drove a car into a crowd in southern China.
A man in his 60s drove in there and ran down people. According to the police, dozens of them have now died and dozens more, many more have been injured. The death toll may even increase. The type of thing that has happened, unfortunately, in China before. There are these copycat mass attacks. Somebody has some sort of grievance. They end up taking it out on complete strangers. And then we have this type of thing of the government trying to stop it from happening. No, woman, no, 你走，那我们要跟你别做那个，我也给警察打电话。
As the BBC's China correspondent, Stephen McDonald, was reporting the news on location, an angry local walked into shot and demanded that they stop filming. The furious citizen pushed the camera and the reporter, telling them to leave or at least show them the press card. McDonald then fires back in Chinese, telling the citizen to go away or he'll call the police. Some have said that the man's reaction is typical of Chinese citizens, who are encouraged by the state to stop people filming events that may reflect poorly on the nation.
你给警察打电话了？那行可以，好吧，那行我可以，好好行可以。你是谁？你没有权利打扰我们。我是中国公民，你给中国拍，你没有权利，你有身份证吗？跟你没关系的。不要在这乱拍！你别打扰我们，你别做那个。我们告诉警察，你别做那个，你别做那个，你别做那个。
But as one Redditor pointed out, this only helps to shine even more of a spotlight on the event and is a great example of the Streisand effect, whereby trying to hide something, you actually bring more attention to it. Most of us have had bad roommates at one time or another, but here's hoping you've never had to deal with a person like this. Footage shows a temporary resident at a home in Southern California attempting to get inside of the house. When his code fails to work, he begins jumping against the door in a frantic attempt to knock it off its hinges. Unfortunately for those inside, it opens up and he's able to enter. Though it isn't clear from this angle, this man has just crashed his car into the side of the house, the classic beginning of a violent rampage. The next time we see the man, he's walking through the home carrying a pickaxe, which he begins to use on a door after missing several times. You can hear the poor man inside screaming for help, but it does nothing to stop the crazed man. Finally, he's able to do enough damage to the door to get inside. Fortunately, the roommate manages to subdue the now exhausted individual, allowing enough time for the authorities to arrive. It's clearly an example of a mental health emergency, but it's a good thing nobody was hurt, unless you count the doors.
Just follow the light, just follow the light. There's too much dust in here. Who here needs help? Let me grab all the stuff.
These Boston trains don't seem to be doing that well in the past few years. This footage shows the D train derailing near Fenway Park, an accident that resulted in 10 people needing to be hospitalized. Cell phone footage shows people using their cell phones to light the way to help people get out of the damaged train.
There's sometimes stretchers in the tunnel. Let me see if there is one.
As true testaments to the character, everybody is helping one another and tending to the wounded, which is always a nice sight to see.
Watch me work my charm, ladies. Watch. Take notes. Take notes. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we recording? Because I'm an ass. I'd like to f my man's husband and like go in his house and f his man right beneath my. Wow.
If I'm a man, then that's his bad because supposedly I'm a he, she. So he like and baby. That's a problem y'all have to talk about. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I would love to go back and have my dinner. Okay. I can't wait to put your crazy ass on Facebook.
Here's another likely long-standing matchup between two neighbors who just can't seem to get along. It's hard to make out everything the first woman is saying, but we know it must be some kind of insult as the woman filming uses her Uno reverse card to turn the insult right back on her.
Pills ain't healthy, sweetheart. It's okay. The crazy keep walking in our yard. We would love to go back and have dinner, but I can't because you keep with my car.
There appears to have been an issue about the woman messing with her car or trespassing on her property. Whatever the reason, it's not a friendly encounter or the kind of example these women should be setting for the children supposedly nearby. Look, we can't all be car people. However, if you're going to go playing around under the hood, you should probably have at least some idea of how things work. This guy is breaking one of the cardinal rules of dealing with an overheating vehicle, and he quickly finds out why it's a cardinal rule.
Oh my god! Huh? Oh my god, I told you to do that. Yeah, good one.
Though we can't see it from this angle, it's likely he's suffering a pretty nasty burn, so when his friends are done laughing, they might want to take him to the hospital. If you're ever driving through Vancouver, Washington, I recommend turning on your dash cam because you might just catch a maniac in the wild. According to the original poster, His dad was trying to overtake the vehicle in front, but the guy behind the wheel wasn't having any of it. In a fit of primal rage, he spits at the father's window. The encounter seems to be over, but then the beast returns and starts jumping on the front of OP's dad's car like a gorilla who's missed breakfast. Stay classy, Vancouver.
Dad, get on your horse and grab.
Oh my God, is this a dog?
They're gonna hit people.
Oh, it's a person. Oh my God. What's happening? Yeah, I go after them.
This guy might have fared better in his escape attempt if the citizens of Toronto acted like NPCs. After stealing a pickup truck, the suspect is quickly blocked off by the cops and smashes into a storefront before being boxed in.
They didn't hit that person, did they?
Oh my God.
No.
Oh, he ran away. I think they must be stealing the car.
Yeah, maybe.
Is somebody here?
I think everybody's.
He then flees on foot, leaving the officers and their horses behind. But just as it looks like he might get away, a pedestrian trips the car thief and he soon ends up in handcuffs.
Maybe.
Is somebody here?
I think everybody's.
Did you know that Amity Island and Jaws drew a lot of inspiration from Massachusetts Cape Cod? Well, this video shows why. This is biologist Greg Scommel, who is just out trying to tag some sharks. However, he gets the surprise of his life when a massive great white shark tries to take a bite out of his foot. Good thing the scientist has some quick reflexes because that shark was gunning for him, big time. If there's one time a year you should try to get along with your neighbors, it's Christmas. This guy wasn't in the festive spirit though, and really didn't appreciate the decorations his neighbor had put up outside.
Hello? What's going on? This kind of sucks, dude. It kind of sucks. Now, I don't understand your childish need for attention all the time. I don't.
I hope Santa left this Scrooge a lump of coal in his stocking. Humbug! This next public freakout is one of the more understandable ones on the list. I mean, how would you react if there was a rat running around your feet on the subway? Welcome to New York City, where the estimated rat population is around 3 million. Our next insane store smasher wasn't old, he was just drunk. The sheer speed at which he manages to plow through this convenience store is impressive. The poor woman at the register could easily have been turned into a pile of dust by this irresponsible jerk, but he somehow misses her by just a few inches. The taxis in Greater Boston are about to get a lot busier because none of these people should be driving ever again. Here's a neighbor using a snow shovel for its intended purpose, although she still dumps the snow in her neighbor's yard as a sign of how petty and spiteful she is. It's not the worst clip, but these kinds of incidents tend to snowball into something much worse.
Don't put your hands. Call the cops. Shut up.
Lucy, shut up.
Someone call the cops.
Lucy, shut.
Get the fuck away from this truck. Get the fuck out.
You can't put your hand on that man.
God.
Yo! No! Are you crazy? Bruh! Sir! Yo! Oh my God!
Getting towed sucks. However, it typically doesn't result in anyone going to jail. However, in this case, charges seem likely. That's because this guy seems determined to actually fight the poor tow truck driver, who is really just doing the job. The woman filming from her balcony is really doing God's work, trying to warn the vehicle owner and keep him from attacking the driver. She even tells one of her companions to call the cops to deal with the problem. Eventually, the man actually steals the tow truck and goes driving down the street, smashing cars the entire way as people on the streets and in the building scream.
You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. Fucking you need to leave. You need to leave.
Crashing your car is stressful enough, but when people are watching and filming, sometimes their presence can push you over the edge. This guy was already having a bad day. As he's trying to handle the crash he's just been involved in, the cameraman starts mocking him. This is the last straw for the frustrated driver, who begins punching and headbutting his own car, causing many more dollars worth of damage. I'm not sure that'll be covered by his insurance. This video from Connecticut shows another brazen midday carjacking, this time in a Taco Bell parking lot. Surveillance footage shows the victim's car sitting in the lot when a man standing on the curb runs up and simply jumps in. Seconds later, the car owner emerges from the Taco Bell and immediately starts chasing the thief. Thanks to the window being down, he's able to get his hand on the wheel, preventing the robber from escaping while he's dragged across the parking lot. Finally, the man speeds off, but not before getting a good look at the assailant. Thanks to his quick thinking, the carjacker was eventually caught and will be sentenced for both theft of a motor vehicle and assault. Though he had a few cuts and bruises, the car owner's injuries were mostly minor. Hey, look, it's a car fire that doesn't involve a Tesla. When you live in a major city, scenes like this are just something you might run into on your daily commute. The good news is, nobody was hurt. The bad news is that I think the car will need more than a new coat of paint. This next woman had enough of neighbors leaving their trash in front of her grandmother's house, so she decided to take matters into her own hands. Using a snow shovel, she scoops up the pile of garbage, flings it back towards the dirty house from which it came. The grandmother washes on, giving some useful advice and likely wishing she had better neighbors.
Don't touch anything.
Hey, at least she has a strong granddaughter. When the going gets tough, this guy gets going. You can clearly see him being chased by a police car with his sirens blaring. However, unlike many other scooter riders, he actually remembers he's driving a much smaller, more maneuverable vehicle. So he pulls a quick U-turn around the parked car and takes off down the street. The officer, meanwhile, is left trying to back up and resume pursuit. No word if he actually got away or just got a few extra charges added to his rap sheet. He's got skills.
You can read the receipt. Goodbye. You're supposed to be. Goodbye. Don't you dare do nothing. Can I leave?
Next, we're at a Popeyes in Renton, Washington. This woman didn't love that chicken either, and when she didn't get what she wanted, she threw a hissy fit, as well as some cups in a tray.
Do nothing. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, this is gonna be so nice. This is gonna be so nice. Come on.
Learn to work your butt. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out. What do you mean?
Thankfully, the only casualty was the monitor in the background, and according to the comments, the staff at this location work hard as hell. Big up fast food workers. They're the real heroes.
You got the right mother. Southern hospitality.
What are you gonna do about it? Knock me down!
St. Patrick's Day is a guarantee for crazy drunken antics. In Cork, Ireland, this woman had clearly had a few drinks and decided to let loose by playing in traffic. After pretending to be a car hood ornament, she treats one driver to a not-so-sexy show.
You put out a future, my
I'm putting on Reddit.
She doesn't seem too happy about her exploits being uploaded to the internet, though. How are so many elderly Bostonians managing to accidentally drive their cars inside crowded buildings? In this case, an older woman has somehow managed to drive onto the second floor of the South Shore Plaza Mall, which does not, you might notice, resemble a road. Did she think it was a particularly fancy strip mall? Could she not find a mobility scooter to help her while she was shopping? It seems literally impossible for this to happen, and yet, it did. Remember what we said earlier about letting people be? Well, this lady and her friends are just riding around town, showing off their bikini bodies in a way that is extremely common in tropical cities like this. Then, out of nowhere, somebody decides to throw a piece of trash at her. And she does not like that. Even though she's only wearing a bikini, she leaps out of the car and gives the lady a quick smack on the head. Though her boyfriend attempts to intervene, the car soon speeds off. I mean, why would you do this? What is it with people and forgetting to put their cars in park? It's pretty much automatic for most drivers the second they come to a complete stop. This woman, not so much. Apparently, she was rooting around for something in the passenger seat when her car started rolling backwards down a hill. With nobody to apply the brakes, the car gets up to some serious speed while the helpless woman can't do anything but scream for help. Finally, the expected happens, with the car plowing into some parked vehicles and sending the woman tumbling. That's going to be a very interesting car insurance claim, but at least she doesn't appear to be hurt too badly. Sometimes it's safer to ride the subway than encounter a crazy person who owns a car. The man seen here in the Miata had apparently rear-ended an SUV before OP started filming, when he decided to ram the SUV again, which OP caught on camera. After this, he apparently started screaming and throwing things at people, including the woman behind the camera, who later learned from the police that it was the madman's birthday, and that he'd likely had a few too many drinks to celebrate. The rest of his birthday was presumably spent behind bars. That last woman didn't have much of a chance, but this footage from Italy shows that some girls are anything but defenseless. The security video shows a man running up behind the woman in the stairwell, at which point she hits him with her purse and makes an escape up to the escalator. Talk about quick thinking. Ambulance drivers often have to think on their feet, especially when driving in the frozen tundra that is midwinter Massachusetts. This video shows a driver barely avoiding a rollover accident on a highway. The bad news is that the driver definitely totaled their car. The good news is that, if they're hurt, there's already an ambulance there. It's not uncommon for many people to have a guard dog, but what about a guard snake? This guy got the shock of his life when he went to ring his neighbor's doorbell. I doubt this was deliberate, but it's certainly more effective than a no soliciting sign. People have come up with a lot of different ways to avoid traffic over the years. The one, however, takes the cake. Coming to you from the frozen wasteland that is Calgary, Canada, a person decided to drive down the snowy hill in a possible attempt to bypass a few cars. Of course, they should have known that this insane shortcut wouldn't work, as they soon find themselves spinning out of control down the embankment. Truly a mesmerizing way to get your car stuck in the snow. Hey, maybe they just wanted some attention from a tow truck.
Mãe, eu bati no vidro todo. Ele entrou-lhe no carro.
Cala a boca.
Chavou o carro, partiu no vidro, chavou o carro e andou com o carro para trás.
When someone blocks your car in a parking lot, do you wait for them to come back or take matters into your own hands? The guy in this clip chose the latter, and aside from slamming the door, I think he dealt with it pretty well, don't you? Here's another gas station carjacking courtesy of Philadelphia. The dramatic footage shows a van full of heavily armed men jumping out and surprising the poor man pumping gas. The man runs into the attached convenience store while the men hop into his car and drive away. Though it's hard to tell from the footage alone, it seems like this might have been about more than just the car. If anything, stealing the car seems like an afterthought compared to ensuring the poor owner was scared to death. Dunkin' Donuts and Boston go together like cake and ice cream. However, as this video shows, not everybody working behind the counter at the famed coffee and donut shop is as conscious of hygiene as they should be. Footage shows the manager, of all people, dropping an entire tray of donuts on the floor. After checking to make sure nobody is around, she decides to put them back on the tray and place them off to the side. Later on, she can be seen putting the donuts out for sale anyway. Gross.
Please stop your baby from crying. I've just done a full night shift and I really just need to give you some quiet to go to sleep.
Probably that's going to take baby quiet.
But
you understand, it's newborn baby.
I understand.
Just shut them up when you want to. They're not going on off.
I know, I understand that, but it's constant. It's constant from as soon as I get home all day.
I'm trying my best to get the baby to sleep and to settle her when I can.
Listen, I completely get you. From one mum to another, I get it. My son is now 5, but honestly, he didn't cry like this.
Here's a question for you. What should you do if you just worked a full night shift and you can't get any sleep because the baby next door won't stop crying? This woman tried to tackle the problem by confronting the mother. She seems reasonable enough, but so does the mother, who says she's trying her best to calm the baby.
I'm trying my absolute best and I don't need to worry about other people and whether they're getting sleep or not when I'm worried.
I know, but I just need some sleep.
You must understand what it's like to be trying to get into
I do, but why now?
Baby.
It surely should be in a routine by now. It's been going on so long.
Just keep your windows closed and get some.
It's not the same though, is it? It's not the same. I just need some sleep. I'm absolutely worn out. I've done 5 nights I've done in a row and I'm done now.
I'm exhausted myself. I'm exhausted with this, trying my best. I don't need to worry about your lack of sleep.
Perhaps it's time to invest in a pair of earplugs. Or is there a better way to make sure everyone gets their beauty sleep?
Oh. Oh.
Stop! I'm taking you!
This next guy must have done something bad to warrant a 5-star wanted level. He's definitely been working on his cardio the way he's able to outrun the police, and even the threat of being tased doesn't stop him.
Oh.
Moments later, he somehow managed to acquire a scooter, and he zips through the neighborhood with no less than 8 cop cars in pursuit. But, as anyone who's played GTA will know, getting rid of your wanted level on a scooter isn't easy, and eventually, his run comes to an end.
I'm sorry, babe. Okay,
If only he could reload from his last checkpoint in real life.
I'm about to get out. I wanted to know if any of you guys wanted to bite. Okay, any of you bootlickers?
I had like 10 donuts before I came over here.
Tell you what, man, a dog ate that first. Hey, any of you bootlickers?
Get that shit away from my face, Roll.
Hey, come on, I thought we were
away from me.
What?
Oh, yeah, you got that? You got that? Good.
Funny is funny, no matter what some people think. This video shows a kid going fishing for cops with a donut on a string. The funny thing is that the actual police officers seem to appreciate the job, but some random guy in a green shirt absolutely loses his mind when the donut gets near him. The police, who had previously played along, then get upset as well, pushing the kid for what amounts to a harmless joke.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me get all those badge numbers. Badge numbers, names. Badge numbers, names. Thank you, sir. Hey, don't touch me. Come on, man. I'm being injured. What am I getting arrested for? I think it's time for you to go. Oh!
What's he getting arrested for? What's he getting arrested for?
Keep in the peace. Back off. Back off.
Please don't touch me.
He assaulted a lieutenant. You back off or you'll go to jail.
I didn't. I recorded the whole thing. Where did he touch him? Where did he touch him?
They then arrest him for literally nothing, claiming he assaulted an officer. The good news is that the kid was not only released, but received a nice payment from the county. Let's end this video on a slightly higher note. After all, who doesn't like to watch the occasional racist Karen getting her comeuppance? The video shows a drunk woman standing by the gate of a community confronting a black man who is trying to enter.
I live here.
What?
I live here, man.
Who are you?
I don't need to tell you who I am.
No, who are you?
Man.
I'm on the board.
I don't care.
I don't care. You drive up here like a bat out of hell. You drive in, you drive out. Get in whatever you. So ridiculous. We have dogs, we have people, and you don't even care. So disrespectful.
Have a good evening.
Why don't you be white, won't you?
The man, who happens to be a successful music producer, informs the woman that he lives there. She then begins cursing at the man before making a nasty racist comment. The man later recorded a video explaining his side of the situation.
Home and driving to my neighborhood, the street to get into my neighborhood is very, very dark. And so I saw somebody kind of like jumping up and down and waving their hands as I was driving down the street. And it's I drive pretty slow. So I was like, why are they doing that? Like, why are they waving their hands so hard? So anyway, I went into my community, but I thought, man, Isaac, somebody could be having a medical emergency. Something could be wrong. If that was you, you would want somebody to go check on you. So I left my community. And as soon as I got out of the community, I was approached by this woman just yelling profanity at me and stuff. So that's why I said, let me go home, turn right back into my community. And I said, let me put my camera out because I just want to make sure that I'm safe. And record any exchange that I have with this person because I don't know if they live there or not. They were not inside my community. So I just proceeded to record the conversation and then go home after that.
It's a good thing he caught it all on camera since she's quote, unquote, on the board. As you can see, there are lots of ways to have disturbing encounters. Luckily, not all of them end in bloodshed.